I'd like to pivot to Venezuela, Mr. Secretary, and just begin by indicating I know this crisis is deeply complex, and you're following it incredibly closely. It's growing more challenging by the day, it seems. I described the situation from my perspective in a letter that I sent to you and the President and the Vice President last week, but I wanted to bring it up to you directly. There are Americans who we know are suffering at the hands of the Maduro regime today. Todd Leininger from Indiana has been in prison since April of 2014 when he was convicted by a Venezuelan court in the midst of anti-government protests. Now, many questions remain over the due process that was afforded to Todd, but my concern now is that in November of 2018, a San Cristobal court ordered Todd's release, yet the Venezuelan authorities continue to detain Todd without explanation. I'm in regular contact with Todd's mother. She has concerns for Todd's not just welfare, but his very life. There's drinking water shortages, severe unsanitary conditions, and other medical concerns that I probably shouldn't air publicly, but let's just say we're concerned about Todd's welfare. So, Mr. Secretary, while the diplomatic process I know is being worked on, I want to know what specifically you're doing to bring Americans like Todd home. And then secondarily, I want to see what members of this committee can do to assist you and Special Envoy Abrams moving forward so that we can help Todd and others be brought home safely and as quickly as possible.
Thanks for the question. Look, folks on this committee, we spend a lot of time working to get Americans that are wrongfully detained all around the world home. It's a focus. I had a big group of them come visit, would have been a week ago today. It was really remarkable to have these families, to hear from them. Some of them still have folks detained. Some have lost their loved ones. It re-impressed, I think, upon me and my whole team how central this is to what we're doing. To the extent you all talk about this issue, raise this issue, voice the concerns, people around the world hear that. So I think that is important in its own right. And as we think about our policies with respect to, in this case, Venezuela, we should keep in mind that there are many concerns, one of which is the fact they're wrongfully detaining U.S. persons. Second, with respect to particular cases, it is more difficult today. We have now withdrawn our diplomatic staff from Caracas. So our ability to engage in consular activities of all kinds is absolutely increased. I regret that we had to make that decision. I think it was the right one. But know that we are still having conversations with a broad range of Venezuelans, working diligently to try and make the case to get every American returned home.
Mr. Secretary, lastly, do you feel like you have sufficient resources to deal with the crisis in Venezuela? I know the administration has requested $500 million to assist with the democratic transition. Would that also deal with the situation that I just spoke to, Todd's situation and other American detainees? And if not, tell us what else you need, please.
Senator, I think we have the resources we need. I don't think we're lacking for either people or resources to execute that mission.
Thank you.
Senator